And we have some really wonderful friends of ours that have come all the way from London to visit us on this weekend, and I thought it would be a really good idea if, because they're here, that we use the opportunity to ask them a couple of questions about what they do, how we got to know each other, and how we see the future working together. And so, Anton, it's really great to have had you here this weekend. It was wonderful having Helen yesterday ministering and doing a prophetic seminar for us, and today ministering and preaching in the church this morning and again this evening. We really, really appreciate who you are and your ministry, and I thought it would be a good idea to start off by asking you, how long do we really know each other?
Yeah, well, I think we were talking and maybe around 25, 26 years at least, I think.
Yes.
So we met in the early 1990s,
right.
I think. Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, a long time.
And how did you come to live in London and to lead a church there?
So we wanted to plant churches, New Kind of Ministries, and so we felt it on our hearts to plant a church. And we were looking at various places that we wanted to plant, including, we were even looking at Hong Kong at one stage. But we felt God speak to us about the UK specifically, and so we left South Africa in 2000, April of 2000, and came to London, just outside London, and we've been there ever since. And we planted our church, and it's been going 23 years.
So how did you actually start? Did you have some people that went with you? Did you have some people that knew you there, or how does one do that?
Oh, good question. I mean, I suppose every church plant has a unique way that it begins. But for us, it was really, we had maybe 3 other couples that were coming to the UK at the same time. And so we started off in our living room with 3 other couples. And we just started praying together. And then from there, we started meeting in different school halls. And after 7 years, the church had grown to a place where we actually felt we wanted to buy our own property. And so we put in an offer on a warehouse, which we were fortunate to be able to get. And it was an amazing, generous group of people, that not a big group of people, but God was amazing to provide. And so we've been in this warehouse conversion on an industrial estate now for the last
15,
nearly 20 years. And so it's been an amazing journey of seeing God take what was very small in our hearts and then grow to what it is now.
Right. It is really an amazing journey. And I mean, I've had the privilege of being there, seeing the building, and every time I've been there being really jealous because of your building and that you had that building. And then coming back here, and we build up for church every Sunday. So we really appreciate that. And it's been, the church is now numbers of hundreds of people in terms of its size, and so it's been a wonderful journey. I know it's had some hard times along the way, but we really celebrate that with you. Maybe you can tell us now, in the current situation, what are your emphases, or what are things that you have got in your sights that needs to happen in the church in the coming year or 2 or 3 years?
Okay, well, I think there's some sort of common challenges in our culture that we are all facing. So we are trying to navigate those well in terms of how we preach the gospel into our culture in the UK, which I would imagine is very similar to Germany. So that's an ongoing challenge in terms of, particularly with younger people, how can we help them to navigate through life with all the challenges of what they are facing. So that's a big challenge for us. But in terms of the specifics of the church has grown really well over the last 3 years in particular. Since COVID, we've actually grown quite a lot. And I think that was due to people started watching online and then have started visiting the church. And so it's been a really exciting time for us to see the church grow. And so specifically, we renovated some children's rooms upstairs in the last couple of years because we've got quite a large portion of children, which has been great. But now going forward, we're looking at multiple meetings. So we are looking at starting a 6 o'clock meeting in May, which we're really excited about. But that's going to demand a whole new team. We've got lots of musicians, but people to help host and preach and minister. So we're looking for that in the next 6 months, definitely. And then just ongoingly, just to enjoy and not to get in the way of what God is doing, because He really has been blessing us. And I think part of that journey is walking in step with the Holy Spirit and really trying to be wise in how we plan for the future. So that's what I say immediately for the next couple of years our focus is, which includes the other things that we're doing outside of our church and outside of the nation. So we go to Cambodia every year. We're part of Activate, so we're trying to help as much as we can in Germany and Europe.
Yes.
And so, yeah, it's a number of things to kind of juggle, keep going.
Yeah.
Do you want to add anything? Yeah?
I think one of the things that probably we've all encountered over the last while is the fallout of lockdown. And so mental health issues are really big, especially amongst teenagers and young people and those people that had to live on their own. So for us, we are also trying to say, how can we help people come back into a healthy sense of their well-being, or in a rounded way, and we're looking at setting up some kind of ministry to support people with their mental health and things like that. Not just in the church, but our NHS system is overloaded with, it's just not coping, and how can we as the church be an answer to giving Jesus as the way for people to find that wellness in their spirits again.
So would it be very evangelistic, or is it for the people in your own church? Is it like a helpline? Or is it we're offering a ministry for people in the church that are already in the church, or what's the idea on that?
It's still in its fledgling stages, but I think it would be more therapeutic kind of thing. And initially we would try to involve people that are in our church where there's an immediate need, but definitely would be open to making that part of a community facility where people could come and have that support. So so it's something it's still in its fledgling stages, and we're in its dreaming place, but we're hoping that that's something we can do.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So we have people, for example, that work for the national health system already, physiotherapists, people like that could offer the help. And for example, one of the dentists in the church has offered their practice to help also with refugees that are coming into the country, which is a very wonderful thing. So they're offering their time and their practice to help people get themselves sorted with their dental. So that's great. It's really cool.
Really good idea.